I just got off the call with a client for a six-figure funding deal. And I just wanted to come out here real quick before I hop on my flight, just to do a little bit of mindset motivation. When I say six-figure funding deal, by the way, I'm not talking about six figures being paid out. I'm talking about the actual funding. So, for example, 100,000 funded is 10,000. So I'm not saying 50 million is funded, 500,000, you know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind just for perspective's sake, because I know people say, oh, everything capped. But anyways, I used to work a 9 to 5, right? And some of y'all know my story, some of y'all don't know my story. So I used to work a 9 to 5 as a chemical engineer, and I was just sitting and thinking about it. One of the biggest things that got me out of the whole cycle was not only investing in myself, but actually taking action on the information that I was presented with, right? And I've mentored people as well, as far as being able to do the same thing I was doing, as far as leaving the 9 to 5. And I was just sitting back thinking, why have the people I've worked with, specifically, what made them more successful than some of the other people I worked with, right? And I had to sit and think about it, that one of the biggest things was I don't want to say extra hand holding, but just the one-on-one touch, If you go to my channel, you see some of the people that had the biggest transformations happen to be people that worked closely with me, you know what I'm saying? So what we've been doing, my team and I, we've been sitting back thinking, we know we have the 10K program, and I understand when I was in a situation with my 9 to 5, it was like a $3,500 investment. That was the first catalyst to me being able to be in that position to where I was able to leave the 9 to 5, work full-time in my business, that type of thing. And I know you might be the version of me that used to be where I was, and you just need that extra guidance. So what we're doing is we're rolling out a new one-on-one program where I'm going to be working specifically with somebody. I don't know how long we're going to do this, because majority of the money that we make is through us doing the actual service of the business, so it doesn't really benefit me as much to put too much of my attention to mentorship. It's just that I want to try something different and see if we can change somebody's life. That's one of my assistants. I want to see if we can change somebody's life, you know what I'm saying? So what we're thinking about doing with this offer, because I was sitting back thinking, it doesn't take forever to be able to get results, right? Because the thing with our 10K program, it's like a year of support. It's 10K for the whole year. But what we're thinking about doing with this program is going to be maybe 8 to 12 weeks, 2 to 3 months turnaround time. It really just depends on where the person's at. You could be a credit repair business owner. You cannot be a credit repair business owner. The thing is, I'm going to be working one-on-one with you to basically help you create your own done for you funding offer. Because when I invested the $3,500 to get tapped into this information, I was focused on the repair. I didn't even focus on funding right away. So I was still able to leave my 9 to 5. It was just that when I focused on the funding, that's what allowed me to really, really get to the next level. So I understand how powerful this information is. And I'm just, anyone that's watching this, and if you've been watching me for a while, you already know how we be coming. You've seen the results, you've seen the testimonials and all that. This is going to be your type of situation to be able to get tapped in. It's not going to be as expensive as our 10K program. Like I said, that's why I don't know how long I'm going to be doing it, because this is kind of like a test trial for me as well, just to kind of prove my hypothesis that when I'm working one-on-one with somebody, they get the best results. They get better results than just being in the program, the community and all that, and I don't have to be following up with them like that. One thing I will say, if a few bands, right? Let's say if $3,000 to $4,000 is life-changing money that will change the whole trajectory of your life, if that's drastically life-changing, do not apply for this, right? Do not apply for this. It's not $10,000 program, but you still have to pay. It's not going to be free, especially my time, because my time is better spent when I'm focusing on a business. Like the call I just got off right now, right? That's a 6-figure deal that we're closing. The fuck I need to be worried about, mentoring people and all that if I can put my energy towards higher ROI stuff, right? So this is why, like I said, I'm doing this as an experiment. By the time you're watching this, I don't know, maybe I'm not doing it no more. Maybe I am doing it. Who knows, right? So I don't know how many spots I'm gonna take with it. But what I'll say is we'll just leave an application down below if you do want to get tapped into that. and it's going to be like a customized thing. If you're a current credit repair business owner, maybe your situation is that we need to focus on hiring, we need to focus on operations, then we need to focus on other systems. If you're just doing it from scratch, this is mainly for people that want to get into funding. Whether you have a credit repair business owner, whether you have a credit repair business, or if you don't, funding is like a low, it's like you don't need to be too sophisticated to get into it. Credit repair comes with a lot of, things like that. So yeah. So I mean, that's really what we doing. Y'all wish me a safe flight. So yeah, that's what we doing. And by the time I post this, like I said, I don't know how many people will get tapped into it, but I just wanted to drop this video just so y'all can get tapped in, because I know it's somebody out there. Maybe, I don't know if it's been the 10K pricing that stopped you from being able to take action. But I was just sitting back and thinking, I remember it was that first $3,500 I invested in myself, and then I continued investing thousands and thousands of dollars that allowed me to get to the next level. So, like I said, we'll be talking about operations, marketing, sales. It's really going to depend on, whatever you specifically need, but I'm definitely excited to see how this goes. I hope I don't regret doing this type of opportunity. Don't disappoint me if you do happen to apply. Like I said, if you're in that position where you've been watching, you're just like, okay, now I'm ready to take action. I'm ready to work with you. I'm ready to understand how to go get these BRMs. I'm ready to just get to that next level in life. Then, let's go ahead and have a call and let's see if you qualify for it. So yeah, with that being said, if you're not in that position, like I said, if $3,000 to $4,000 is something that will change your whole life, then please do not even apply for this, right? I'm not looking to break your whole financial situation. If you're not in that financial situation to where you can invest that amount of money on credit or cash, then don't do it right now, right? There's no harm, no foul, no nothing. But with that being said, y'all have a blessed one.